amazing!
All right, guys, today I'm going to talk about a few keys to being able to do good dart stroke jump shots, okay? A few keys that you will master this shot, I guarantee you, if you do these few key things, all right? I'm using my JFlowers jumper. It is a three-piece jumper, okay? So here's your shaft. Here is the extension to make it a legal jumper. And then this is an extra extension, which I am probably going to do all my jump shots with the full cue, the extra weight on the end. All right, let's get into it. Okay, key number one is the motion, the stroke motion. Do you go like this? Do you go like this? Do you move your whole arm? Do you move your body? What do you do? Okay, especially if you are learning, I'm going to tell you that you should not move your arm at all. Okay? I want you to practice this a few hundred times before you even attempt it. Just going like this. Okay? Like you're dipping a paintbrush into a little paint container. Okay? Dip, dip, dip. That's what the jump shot's going to be. Okay? So let's see what it looks like here. I'm going to keep my arm pressed against my body. And I am just going to do this little dipping shot, okay? It's all wrist. Dip, 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 dip. Okay? Do you see that? It's like 98 to 99% wrist, okay? And that gives you the quick little popping motion and stability that is needed to get the jump shot. Now, where do you grab your cue? Do you grab it here? No. I like to find the balance point, and I go about 1 to 2 inches back. Okay, that's basically the balance point right there. So I'm going to go about 2 inches back on this one because that's a little longer. Okay, so now it's going to be front weighted. So when I'm resting it on my hand, it's not going to bobble around. It is going to have some weight that goes onto my bridge when I use an open bridge. Okay, you don't want to be right on the balance point, or it's going to wobble around in your hand. You want to be just behind the balance point, okay? So, that being said, it is the dip. You grab on over here and dip, 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 dip. Okay, let's get into the other keys. So today we are just covering the dart stroke. Yes, there are other types of jump shots, okay? There's the sidearm, there's the regular stroke jump shot, okay? Today we're covering the dart stroke, which is more of a dipping motion than it is a full dart throw, okay? You don't want to get all that arm motion in there. Nonetheless, it's called the dart stroke. Okay, so it's a great jump when you're only, 4 to 6 inches from your object ball, or when you are going cross table like this to the side pocket. It's a good jump, okay? Probably full table ones. I don't prefer to go dart stroke. I prefer to go more of a regular jump shot, okay, like this. So let's talk about the next key, elevation. All right, this is 90 degrees. Don't do that. This is 0 degrees. Don't do that either. Okay, in the middle is right there about 45 degrees. Okay, 45 to 65 degrees is optimal. Okay, you don't want to be much less. You don't want to be much more. You're going to really inhibit your chances of getting a proper jump shot when you're going higher than that. Okay, for me, I like to and when I teach students, I always say, let the cue come and rest on your collarbone or your upper shoulder muscles here, okay, your neck muscles, okay? And that gives you, depending on your height, that gives you, this is about 55 degrees for me at my height, okay? If you are a little shorter, and sometimes I actually prefer to go spread my legs a bit, go a little bit shorter so that I go to about a 45 degree, okay? But if you're, I don't know, 5'10", 5'12", somewhere in there, or 5'11", just below 6 feet, probably if you let it rest with a normal stance, if you let it rest on your collarbone, you will be about 45 degrees, okay? For me, I'm 6'3". I'm probably just over that 50 to 55 degrees when I let it rest there. Okay, so find your balance point, let it rest on your shoulder or your collarbone, get a proper stance, okay, and let it go. All right, so in jump shots, less is more most of the time. You don't need to jump it this high above your blocker ball. You just need to clear the blocker ball, okay? See if you can get a little backspin on this shot even, okay? Get the balance point. All right, right there. Okay, we got some backspin, although I cut it, so it went off to the side here. But good shot, right? We made it. So, elevation. Don't be going thinking that you have to put so much into it that you're going almost 90 degrees. It's not going to go anywhere, okay? You're going to miss almost all your jump shots, all right? Now let's get into the last key. All right, guys, important to note, I am using that longer jump cue with the 3/4 piece cue with the extra extension on, okay? Makes it a little bit harder to do the dart stroke jump. Okay, it's great for full table jumps and when you need to get a little more backspin and stuff like that. A little harder with the dart stroke, but I'm just showing you that can even be done with a longer cue. Okay, so the last key, can you guess what it is? It's fix your eyes on the object ball at moment of striking. Okay, so gonna get my grab point, which is just behind the balance point. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to get my proper elevation. I'm going to practice some. Okay, I'm only going to go about 45 degrees on this one. Yeah, right there. Going to practice a couple dips. I'm just above 45 degrees. Okay, okay, dip, dip, dip. Now I'm going to look at the cue ball, going to look at the object ball, and right when I go to hit, I'm going to be looking at that object ball. Bang. Okay, fix my eyes right on the ball. It's no different than other shots that you take. You don't really want to be looking at the cue ball. Most people don't anyways. There's some players that do. Look at the cue ball while they're striking. 99% of players look at the object ball at moment of strike. Okay, it's no different in a jump shot. It's going to help increase your odds big time. And one last little factor, one little tip is to maximize the jump potential on a ball. Don't be hitting back here. Don't be hitting up here. Pretend, go right through the core of the ball. Pretend if that ball was a cupcake, you want to drive your tip right through the center core of that cupcake. Right through the center core of that cue ball right there. Okay? So depending on your elevation, it might be a little different contact point, but the key is that you're going to be striking through the core of the ball. Okay? So which, like I said, different elevations will create a little bit different tip placements of where you're actually going to be contacting the cue ball, but nonetheless, they're all going to drive through the core. That's the thing you got to remember. Okay? All right, guys, try this out. Remember, keep that arm still. Do the dip, dip, dip. Okay? And you will jump these like a pro next time.